All right, welcome into Market Day Report. Let's jump right in and see what these markets have gotten for us, because we've had kind of a bumpy first few days of the week. Let's take a look at corn and see what that's got in store for us. And it's turned around a little bit here, folks. So I have good news. We're at 409, which is where we were at the end of the overnights yesterday. We're up a half cent. That's D's corn. The SEP is up 3 1/4 cents to 397 1/4, trying to put a 4 back in front of that. So we're seeing better prices now when it comes to corn. Maybe the beans have turned around too. Let's take a look. Beans, they haven't done it yet. August down 8 3/4 cents to 11.22 1/2, about 5 1/2 cents off the low. The new crop's down 3 cents still to 10.77, and that is 5 cents off the low as well. Soybeans still trading on their heels a tad. If we move over to the wheat in Chicago, the Chicago wheat is 5 1/2 cents lower in that subcontract to 5.66 1/2. That's just it's a dime off the lows of the day if you really look closely. And if you go out to say the March, that's 6 1/4 cents lower to 6.09 1/4, trying to hang on to that $6 line. Moving out to the hard red in Kansas City, that's 8 cents lower up front. That's SEP 5.69 3/4 is last there. Well, the March is down 8 1/4 cents to 6.03 even, about almost a full 8 cents off the low of the day there. So coming back a little bit. Spring wheat, Minneapolis, that's down a nickel. 6.12 1/2 is last there. 6 cents off the lows, 6 cents from the highs. That's right, smack dab in the middle of that range. If we go out to the March, that's down 5 1/2 cents to 6.46 3/4. How about cotton? We'll check in on cotton and see what that's doing, and that is higher by 75 points. 71.30 is last there, just 4 points off the high of the day. And that's December. That's what we're talking about. That's a better board. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. He's got all the answers. That's Peter Haralambakis. He's with CHS up in Invergrove Heights. Peter, thanks for being on.
Yeah, I don't know if I have all the answers, Scott, but I do see that crude oil did reverse trend today after the DOE's brought about all the data set, weekly petroleum stats here. So we did see a draw in crude oil of 3.44 million barrels. We were looking for an estimate of 1.3. Distillate stocks, huge build, 4.8, almost 5 million there. Looking for a build of only 800,000 there. Gasoline stocks drew 2 million, looking for a slight draw there of 600,000 barrels there. So again, we did reverse trend. A lot of the conversation is surrounding the energy is obviously good old-fashioned fundamentals, right? We did have some demand numbers in the gasoline demand, albeit we're in driving season. Week over week, demand was down about 0.3%. Distillate demand, week over week, down 6.7%. Leaning into propane demand, week over week, up 31%. But overall, a lot of the price action with crude, even though a lot of folks are always thinking and asking why we're at $82, we've rallied almost 20% in about 17 days, 20 trading days there. We did have some alleviation from that rally, coupled with ceasefire talks, and then Hurricane Beryl not necessarily doing any damage to any of the refinery row as it turned and veered towards Texas energy complexes. So the hurricane risk is out. A little bit of geopolitical risk has been taken out, but a 50% retracement doesn't sit until 78.50 in the crude oil there, Scott. So, albeit refined products are sitting around that 251, 252, retail gas prices are comfortable enough where it's not necessarily going to affect any, political situation or election year along those lines quite yet. We do have a long runway there, however. So everything's kind of just plugging along, a little bit of a different kind of assessment versus what's happening with grains out there. So, again, trying to gauge exactly what Fed Chair Powell and the Fed is looking to do. He rolled out a good amount of hints that, there is a good base case that there could be a rate cut come September. So all eyes on Fed Chair Powell, really, Scott.
All right, great stuff as usual. We'll see about CPI and PPI later this week, and obviously then we also have a WASDE report on Friday. So great stuff. Thank you very much, Peter Haralambakis. He's with CHS. He's up in Invergrove Heights. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more livestock with me right after this.